Greater than I used to think memory was something we owned, like a photo album locked inside our head, safe, untouchable, ours. But now, I'm not so sure. My name's Daniel Crow. I'm 34, and I don't think my memories belong to me anymore. It started one Thursday night in the middle of summer. I'd been working late at the repair shop, fixing an old desktop that reeked of burnt plastic and mold. When I finally got home, it was past midnight. I remember lying in bed, the fan humming, the sound of rain against the window. Then, just as I began to drift off, a flash of light, a woman's scream, and a red door. I woke up, gasping. My chest hurt, like I'd been running. I told myself it was just a dream. Everyone gets bad dreams when they're stressed, right? But then I had it again, and again. Always the same door, deep crimson, glossy like wet blood. Always the same sound, footsteps, a woman crying, then silence. The fifth night, I saw something new, a reflection. There was a man standing on the other side of the door, same build as me. Same face, except his eyes. His eyes were full of rage. I woke up screaming that night. I tried to ignore it. I started sleeping on the couch, keeping the lights on, drinking myself to exhaustion. Nothing worked. And then, something strange happened. I began recognizing things from those dreams. A gas station near the highway. A faded billboard for a Maple Creek motel. A turn-off sign that said Ravenwood Estates. The weird part, none of those places should have existed near me. But when I searched online, they did. Every single one. That Friday, I couldn't take it anymore. Called in sick and drove. No destination. Just followed the directions that felt familiar. Like muscle memory from a life I never lived. 3 hours later, I was standing on a gravel road, staring at an old house. Paint peeling, porch cracked. And right there, the red door from my dream. My legs moved before my brain could stop them. I touched the doorknob. It was warm, like someone had just been holding it. Inside smelled like dust and rotting wood. The walls were covered in family photos. Smiling faces frozen in time. A man, a woman, and a little girl with a blue ribbon in her hair. But then, my blood ran cold. In the corner of one of those frames, there I was, standing behind them, faded but unmistakably me. Same scar on my chin, same eyes. I stumbled backward, my hand shaking. The photo frame slipped and shattered on the floor. When I looked it down, a slip of paper had fallen out. It read, "You came back." I ran out of there, got into my car, and drove without looking back. But that night, when I got home, the red door was in my dream again. Only this time, it opened on its own. The little girl stood inside, holding a photo in her hand. She looked right at me and whispered, "He wants his life back." I screamed myself awake, drenched in sweat. My phone screen said 3:33 a.m. Again, and on the nightstand, there was mud, real mud, wet, clinging to my fingers. I hadn't left the house. Over the next week, reality began to bend. I'd walk into my kitchen and find plates arranged differently. My phone would show call logs to numbers I'd never dialed. Sometimes I'd wake up with voices still echoing in my ears. A man's voice saying, "Stop using my memories." Greater than I saw a therapist, told her everything. She smiled kindly, said it was probably stress-related. Then she asked if I'd be willing to try hypnosis, memory regression. I agreed. Big mistake. During the session, she told me to describe what I saw. At first, nothing. Just darkness. Then, a flash of light, a scream, the smell of smoke. I saw that same red door, burning, man trapped inside, pounding, screaming my name. The therapist's voice became distant. Daniel, Daniel, what do you see? I screamed. It's me. I'm inside the fire. Then everything went black. When I woke up, the therapist wasn't in the room. The clock on the wall was stopped. The photo frame on her desk, the one with her family, now showed me standing behind them, smiling. I left without saying a word. That night my reflection smiled back at me when I didn't. I don't think I've seen my real face since then. Days passed. I stopped going to work. I barely ate. Every night the dreams pulled me deeper, showing more of that man's life. His daughter's laughter, his wife's perfume. I started remembering birthdays I'd never celebrated, faces I'd never kissed. They felt more real than my own memories. And then they stopped being dreams. One morning, I woke up in a different bed. The same house from the dream. The same woman sleeping next to me. My heart almost stopped. I looked in the mirror. I was older. My hair grayer. My scar gone. And from outside the window, I saw a man staring up at me. My old face. Watching. Terrified. I tried to run outside, to shout, to ask what was happening. But before I reached the door, everything flickered. The house vanished. The air burned. And I was standing in my apartment again. Except it wasn't really mine. The walls were slightly different. The photos rearranged. Someone else's life. Someone else's memories. I don't sleep much anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I wake up somewhere else. Sometimes in his house. Sometimes in mine. But lately, I can't tell the difference. A few nights ago, I heard the little girl again, whispering through the static of my TV. He's almost done with you. The screen flickered, and there he was. My face, my voice, staring through the screen, smiling. If you're hearing this, and you ever dream of a red door, don't open it. Don't listen to the voice that sounds like yours. Because once you do, it doesn't stop. You'll keep living lives that aren't yours. Until you forget who you were. Until someone else takes your place. I can hear him now. He's behind the door again. I think he's coming back. If I disappear, tell my daughter. I'm sorry. Greater than Click.